Welcome to the magical world of the Boxtrolls, where one lucky boy lives happily with his unusual family. They transform treasures into incredible inventions. Careful never to be seen.
Who's there?
By human eyes.
I want every Boxtroll gone.
I was kind of surprised. I kept waiting to hear your voice, but your voice is kind of unrecognizable in this film, which I got a kick out of. For a moment, I thought it was Timothy Spall playing the role.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's just kind of what it reminded me of, and I was just curious, was there anything specific you wanted to do with your voice in this movie? Or
I wanted to serve the character, and I wanted to serve why he's in the film, why he's in the story. Our wonderful young heroes only achieve heroism by struggling against and with something. And I think that to be given the role of what they have to push against and overcome is delightful and gratifying, and it's great to be the hard wall that they have to pit themselves against. Mm-hmm. The voice, therefore, has to be of someone who lives in a bubble, narcissistic, grandiose, ambitious, vain, preening, and the model gave me a huge amount of information because the drawings, I didn't see the model yet. I saw it later. The drawings gave me massive information on his physical shape, because our voices as humans come from different parts according to our body resonates differently according to its shape, and I wanted to be as relaxed as possible and allow the voice to come out through a very relaxed body. So I lay down. I was reclining for the whole of the recording session, which released that rather eccentric, quite deep, strange, almost rubber, elastic voice. I stretch vowels longer than I should, and I play with the language. It's very, very freeing, actually, Ben, to be allowed to play with the language and stretch it and mangle it, but all to serve that character's desperate ambition.
You had to sit down. That must have.
I lay down.
You laid down, right?
Yeah.
Laid down. That's great. You mentioned the traits of the character, and one of the directors had pointed out that he considered the character of Archibald Snatcher to be a bit like Don Logan from Sexy Beast, and in terms of that, they're both characters who are very unhappy with where they are in life and want to be at a better place, in a sense.
That's very true. I think they're both deeply upset by rejection. Most villains are. Usually Iago in Othello is rejected by Othello. He's not promoted at the beginning of the play. He ends up destroying most of the people on stage by the end of the play. Right. So my blessed Shakespeare experience still allows me, and not that I'm making everything Shakespearean, I don't want that to be misunderstood, and I don't want to put people off the movie. It's a beautiful, thrilling family film, but it's rooted in some truths. That, I think, is what's going to make it a classic. Absolutely. It's not frothy, peripheral stuff. It's gut stuff, deep-rooted stuff, and audiences are going to be entertained and, I think, moved by it.
Please help us.
If I agree to help, you have to do exactly as I say.
I promise.
All right, first things first. Off with the box.
Stop that!
The thing I love about this film is, there's so many people in the cast. You know them from previous works, but their voices here, they're almost unrecognizable. Not just yours, but everybody's. And I'm just curious. The British accent is immaculate. How much training went into that?
Well, I had done, on Ginger and Rose and Maleficent, I had done an English accent before, so I kind of knew the rhythm of it, so I was used to it. But for the Boxtrolls, and they told me, can you have an accent in it? It didn't scare me as much because I I felt like I was comfortable, but still we wanted to make it, personal to Winnie and, finding her voice. So we made it a little maybe like posher, so I had to learn that kind of way of speaking. So that was new for me, but I worked with a dialect coach, and she was there whenever I did my sessions, and she would always tell me if I did anything wrong. You wanted to make sure it was perfect.
You had a chance to look at the animation process for the Boxtrolls. How much did that inform your character?
Did I was familiar with Leica and like stop motion because of Coraline, because my sister did the voice of that, and when I was little I visited Portland and saw the Coraline puppets and the sets, so I knew that. But I did my voiceover work actually before I visited the Boxtrolls sets, so I was kind of going on some pictures that they had showed me and sketches of Winnie and things like that. But I think they wanted my voice, all of our voices kind of first, so they could get inspired by the way we talk. So maybe that would kind of help them with the way the characters would walk and their facial expressions. I know because they filmed me while I was doing the voiceover, so they added some of my faces to Winnie. So they got to do that.
Nice. Yeah, I was interested about that because I figured most cases you would have a chance to look over designs and stuff before you start doing the voice, but
Right.
typically in this movie it sounds like it was the other way around.
It was the other way. Even though when the script came first and they asked me to be in it, they did bring over like a sketchbook with kind of the colors and the feel of it, so I could imagine something.
The thing I like about your character is that she kind of comes. There are times you think she's kind of a brat, but she's really not.
Right.
She works on a lot of different levels, and did you work on that especially?
I did. That's what I liked about her in the script. Like, she read that way, where in the beginning you're like, I don't think I like this girl. She's like spoiled and snooty, and but then as the movie progresses, you get to learn more about her, and you actually understand her more. Like, you get why she's this way, and she wants so much attention because her dad doesn't give her much attention, and yeah, she's just trying to help. She definitely helps Eggs a lot to tell him that he's not a box troll, he's actually a boy, and she kind of leads him in that direction. And yeah, she shows her sensitive side, and you learn to love her. She was fun to play.
I also have to ask you, a lot of our readers were wondering if you could tell us anything about Maleficent too.
This is so funny. I know I've gotten some questions about this, and they haven't said anything to me about it.
Okay.
I don't know. It would be cool maybe years later to see, what happens. I don't know.